to the third day of this painting challenge in our art journal. I'm going to choose my subject, and it's leaves, and I'm going to choose my colors, which are randomly selected, and it don't look like I have some green, so this is going to be a fun challenge. And the magic ingredient is Moon Fantasy by the brand Pebeo. And I talk about that in this weekly art lesson that goes along with this video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is paint the composition. And so I'm going to start with my lightest color because I don't really know, I don't have a reference photo, so I don't really know where these leaves are going to fall. And all I really know is that I want all these leaves to fill in my page. So I'm starting from the left side. And now I'm working on making a leaf from the left corner. The basic shape of a leaf is that it has a small tip on the end, for these leaves anyways, and then it's rounder as it gets closer to where it's going to branch. So I'm using a round brush that's a kind of a medium size, and it'll have that small tip on the end that's going to help me get that tip. And then I put more pressure on my brush when I want it to be thicker. So that's how I make that shape. Now you can get my reference photo to help you paint this along with me. So you can kind of see, like, I'm putting in my dark layer right here for this next step, and I'm putting in the middle part of the leaf. So, you know, it has its veins and it has that center vein, and that's going to be darker. I'm also going to start adding my shadows. So underneath those leaves, there's going to be shadows, and if there's a leaf on top, the leaf underneath it is going to be shadowed. I'm also going to use this color for my branch. To get this color, I have mixed my light blue and that black color. It's the third over from the left. Now, if you'd like the reference photo to help you paint along with me, you can go ahead and become a Create Floor member. There's a link. You can just click on that top right corner and it'll take you over to where you can sign up, or there's a link in the description. So this is just one of the underlayers. So there's going to be a lot of layering on top. So if you don't get this perfect and maybe you want some lines to go away, don't worry about it. You can always go over the top. So this next step, I'm going to add the more vibrant blue. It's the second from the left, and it's also considered a mid-tone blue. And I'm adding it to the center parts of the leaves, okay? It works as a great transition or blending color from the light blue to the dark blue that we've been using. So I really enjoy the look of it. So I'm going to add maybe some on top if I decide to. But this actually is an underlayer still, and so a lot of this will be gone over. So just to kind of experiment where you put the blue, and don't cover all the light blue, let some of that shine through. So for this next layer, I'm actually starting with the red. So I've got my cool colors down, now I'm adding my warm colors. And I'm starting with the darkest red because I know that I need to add the dark red where some of those shadows are that I've made blue. So notice how that red is showing the blue underneath it. So this red is considered a transparent color. This is an acrylic technique that is often used. Notice how it naturally blends with those blue colors. The red color will naturally be lighter when it's over the white and darker when it's over the blue. So this next step, I'm adding the lighter pink in there, and I'm gonna save that mid-tone till after. The reason I'm doing that is because that mid-tone reddish pink is gonna be the main color of my leaves, and I've decided that I want my leaves to be red at this point. So I'm adding in where I would make highlights on my leaves. Right now the lightest color is that light blue, and so I'm just going to cover some of the area with light pink. I'm also going to add in some dark areas with my dark red, so I did some transitioning from one color to the other because I've decided that my leaves are going to be red. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going back and I'm adding my light pink and I'm adding dark red where I want it to go, and I'm shaping my leaves a little bit more. And if I decide to, I'm adding my light blue. So this pink layer is actually my light pink mixed with that darkest red, okay? And you'll notice that it covers a lot. So it's not a transparent color. See how it covers that spot right there? So I'm gonna have to be very careful when I'm using it because I don't want to cover all of that work that I've just put into those leaves. So I'm going to let some of that light blue, I'm gonna leave it alone and let it show through, and some of that dark blue and some of that black. So another thing I'd like you to notice is that leaving some of that blue, even though these leaves are red, makes these leaves look old and have character and makes them look like it's fall or it's winter. Now these leaves are really coming together to actually look more realistic. So now with this layer, I'm going to add some of that light pink back for the highlights, okay? So this is not just the light pink, this is the light pink added with that mid-red color. So as you can see, it's also opaque, okay? So that means that it's not going to show the blue underneath. So I have to be careful again where I add it. And now I'm thinking about the veins again, and I'm thinking about where the veins would be, and I'm going around those veins. Now I really feel like I need to have a lighter color, so I'm mixing that color that I was just using with white, and I'm going to start going around the veins. Notice how it really creates a highlight on my leaves, and I'm creating kind of like a blocking in technique where I'm only putting the paint down where I want it to be on the leaves and leaving the rest to show through. And I'm actually covering quite a bit of my leaves, if you notice. So this is another opaque color because I added white to an already opaque paint, okay? So if you want to learn more about transparent and opaque paint, I have a whole lesson on that. Go ahead and become a Grateful Art member to get that lesson and even more lessons that are going to help you become a better artist and know the art lingo that I'm using. Okay, so notice how I left that in that vein on that leaf, okay? And I'm adding a little bit of this color on every leaf. And that's important to know because that's going to create harmony in my artwork. I have chosen this color to actually be the main color of my leaves. Okay, so for this last step, I'm adding in details, and I'm going to be using the light blue, the dark blue, the black, whatever color that I feel like needs to be on there. So notice how I'm using the light blue to now create some of those veins that I had covered up. It doesn't matter that I covered them up and I'm having to put them back in because it is the process of layering that creates the design and the look of this. So if I didn't do that, there would also be some of it missing from the other leaves. It is this whole process of layering that created the look that we got in this painting. Actually really love the look of the light blue veins, so I added more of them because it makes these leaves look frosted. And I kind of wanted them to be like fall leaves that got frosted in the winter. So I'm going back and I'm adding more just because this is the step where you add in your own personal preferences. If you're painting along with me, just take note of that. You know, when you see something that you want to add it. If you don't like something, change it. And that's going to make this painting become yours, or more of you in it. So this last step, I'm adding my magic ingredients, which is that Moon Fantasy from Pebeo. This can be used with your acrylics, and I talk about this in the art lesson that goes along with this video. If you click up there at the right hand corner and get the art lesson, you will learn all about this medium and how to use it with your acrylics. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot from watching me paint this in the process. I was a little worried that I didn't have any green, but I like how it turned out.
This right here is called Moon Fantasy. It's by the brand Pebeo, and it can be used over top of your acrylics. One of the great things about art journaling is that you can go ahead and experiment in a small space and just see how you like to use different things in your artwork. By clicking right here, you can become a member. I can introduce you to different mediums, teach you all about using acrylics. I also share a video where I teach you how to mix these colors. You also get the reference photos for these so you can practice your skills and paint along with me. I hope you become a Createful Art member. Go ahead and click right here to do that, and you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these videos, and you can watch more videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!